really, when I think about manifestation, when we first talk about it, when we first bring it up in the room, um, we think it's, oh, well, really, is it for real? Is it a bunch of bull? Does it really work? You hear about people manifesting and stuff, and you just wonder, is it really happening? Like, is it really working for some people? And I'm here to tell you that I have manifested so many things in my life, and it works. The problem that I had was I really didn't know what I was doing half the time. And when I was first starting out, I didn't even realize that I was manifesting stuff until they actually happened. And then after they happened, I looked back at how I manifested it and how it came to fruition. And it took years for me to figure out basically the recipe for how to manifest. So I'm going to share a couple stories with you, and some of the things that I've manifested in my life and how I learned. And then I'm going to give you the recipe on how to do it. It is a real thing. You merge yourself together with spirit. It's not just something that you do by yourself. Spirit is totally involved from the first moment. So you being here and wanting to listen to this and being open to what spirit has to say, and to being open to trying something new or adding something to your repertoire, maybe changing a little bit in your mindset, or how you think, being more open, is really going to change your life. It's going to bring amazing things happening. And I can't share with you how joyous. I wish I could, take you back in time and show you all these little things that happen to really help you understand the gratitude, and how amazing these different situations were. So, when I was young, really young, and this is when I look back, I see how I manifested this. So, when I was really young, I don't know if you guys, if there's a lot of people there, I can't really see you too well. But if there's a lot of people there that are around my age, and I grew up on Laverne and Shirley. I just love that show. Everybody can remember Laverne and Shirley show. And I loved Laverne's L on her shirt. And I could not stop looking at it. Every time we would watch that show as a family, when I was a kid, I would be staring at that L right here on her left side of her shirt. And I just loved it. I loved the flow of the letter. I loved the L. She was Italian, so I'm Italian. I grew up in an Italian family. And it was like something that I connected with it. So later in life, needless to say, married my husband, and his last name is Leeson. So now I have an L, and I could actually put an L on my shirt if I really wanted to. But it was one of the first things that I realized I manifested, and I didn't realize that manifestation was a thing. And regardless of, like, it was maybe a synchronicity or something that's a coincidence or something that just happened, I think I manifested it. I totally believe that I manifested it. So, fast forward a few years, I met a friend. Her name was Carol. We went on a trip together to Jamaica. She was a really sweet person. And I was probably in my early 20s. And when we met, we just had this really good connection. And one day she showed me, we were sitting around talking and talking about the future and, what we want in our lives and things like that. So she comes out with this list. And I said to her, what is that? And she goes, well, this is my guy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she says, I have a list of my future soulmate. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's ridiculous. And she's like, no, I'm serious. I'm manifesting it. I'm gonna find this guy. So on the list, she had, his hair was brown. He had blue eyes, wavy brown hair. It was so detailed. She was gonna get married to him, and they were gonna have a house in the woods, and they were gonna have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and it was just like boom, 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 all these things listed on this paper. And she had little check marks, check little boxes next to them, so she would check them off, right? So as time went on, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. Like you're going to make this happen. Well, every single thing on that list came true. She met the guy. He had brown wavy hair. He had blue eyes. They got married. They got a house in the woods. They have trees all around. They had 2 kids. One was a boy, one was a girl. It was insane. So that was another huge lesson for me about manifestation. And I'm thinking, wow, like there's something there that I want to find out more about. So as time went on, I started to dabble into spiritual stuff. It took me a little while. And so it wasn't till after I met my husband. We had a very strong soulmate connection from a past life, and we met, and things started to happen. I would get massive downloads, vivid dreams, things like that, epiphanies, things would happen. And then when we were together, probably, I'm going to skip forward to a time where we were living in Pottstown. So we had a house in Pottstown, and our house was an old house. It was over 100-year-old house. And I always believe that God has a sense of humor, because I never wanted to live in Pottstown. Not that anything's wrong with living in Pottstown. I just never wanted to live there. And then here I meet the man of my dreams, and he has a house in Pottstown. Well, so I ended up moving there. So we had this house, and it, I don't know if you know 100-year-old houses, but every time you try and fix something and something else breaks, or there's always something going on with that type of house. So we were living there for a while, had my first child in that house, which was great, and we wanted to move. So we have pretty much had it with that house. We didn't want to be there anymore. We were there for so many years, and we just wanted to move on. We wanted to take assets and move on and get our next house, and be done with it, and start new, start fresh. So we're getting the house ready to sell, and we really wanted to move to this one development in Douglasville, and that's where I'm living now. And the house in Douglasville, we wanted to be in this one development in Douglasville. It was a really cute development. It was backed up by farms. It was a really nice area. We just loved it. And so I put it in my head that we were going to be in this development. So as we were looking, the development just had gone up for sale. The houses just started selling. And we looked at one of the houses, and we put a deposit down on it. So we get a call back from the real estate agent later, and find out that they can't hold the house, that it's taking too long for us to sell our house in Pottstown. And it did. It just took months and months. It ended up being 3 years until we finally sold our house in Pottstown. It just would not sell. So I was devastated. They gave us our money back from our deposit. I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We really wanted to get in its development. So then I just decided I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to just let the universe just figure it out for where we go. And I was going to focus on selling the house. Well, the energy of selling our house in Pottstown was so heavy. We couldn't wait to get out of there. There was so much negativity there for us. And the longer we stayed, the angrier we became, the more frustrated we became, and the house still wouldn't sell. People would come in and then they would walk out. People would look at it and then they wouldn't want it. It was devastating. So I finally kind of like meditated one day, and I was listening to some teachings about manifestation and tapping into spirit, and all of a sudden it kind of dawned on me that the negativity that we were feeling in that house for so long was kind of like palpable. People were coming in and actually feeling the negativity, that we didn't want to be there anymore, this anger, frustration. So I realized, wow, with this energy, like in spiritual, learnings, they talk about energy, and what we put out is what we receive, and law of attraction and things like that. So I realized, wait a minute, we have to change what we're doing here. We have to change it. So I had to sit down with my husband, and we started to do things cosmetically, and things to maybe update it, to make it look better, to give it more love. And I changed the drapes. We put in like a fireplace insert to make it more homey and warm, and the whole energy I had was, instead of focusing on I gotta leave, I gotta get out of here, I can't stand it here, I switched it to, thank God we have this place that we can use it as a foundation for our future. If it wasn't for this home, we wouldn't be able to find our next one. So I just started changing our thought patterns and started changing the way we thought about the place, and really looked at it as a blessing, okay, and having gratitude. So that's one of the ingredients to manifestation that I learned the hard way, was having gratitude. It's number one. So as soon as we changed that energy, we had a showing, and somebody came in and they loved the little updates that we made, the little drapes, and they loved the insert that we put in. And it was funny because my husband was like, well, that insert's coming with us when we sell the house. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's going to them, because that's what we needed. We needed to put something into the house to love it, to give it to somebody else so that they would love it. Okay. So needless to say, the house sold. And then as it sold, we're waiting to hear, what are we going to do with our next house, right? So I had put it on the back burner that the universe was going to tell us when our next house would show up, when that's going to happen. And I had trust. I had faith in it. Okay. So that's another ingredient, is trust and faith and belief that it's going to work out in some way. So all the houses in the development that we wanted were all sold except for one lot. I called the real estate agent, And they said the last lot, someone just snatched it up and put a deposit on it. The last lot in the whole development. And mind you, this was 3 years going, 3 years in the making. And we were devastated. But at the same time, I thought, you know what? I have to have faith. Something's going to work out. I just know it. Something's going to work out. So I've spent so much time staying positive and focused on this. So my faith kind of won out on me. So a couple days later, we got a call from the real estate agent. And here, the guy that put the money down on the last lot that was available backed out. And he took his deposit back, and they asked him why, and he said, well, there's a fire department and their whistle always goes off and it's driving me crazy. So so he decided that he wasn't going to take the house. Needless to say, wait till you hear this, the house that he left, the last house on the lot, was the exact house that we wanted, that we went through all these different model homes. And the model home that we specifically wanted was the one that was spec'd out for this lot. And not only that, because it was the last lot, it had extra acreage. It had extra property. And because it was the last one, they gave us a huge discount because we weren't able to pick it out from all the other lots. It was the last one left. So they gave us a big discount, and it was one of the biggest lots in the development. So my mind just got blown. So what you want to realize in manifesting is that you might think that you're manifesting something that is okay, that it's gonna make do, or it's gonna work out for you. But you get to the point where when it happens, when everything falls into place, it just blows your mind of how good it becomes. It's not just it happens or it's okay, you have a place now to live. It just, everything worked out beyond expectation. It just blew my mind, totally blew my mind. And my husband's, we were just totally blown away about the whole situation. So that's another thing that we manifested. And so as these things kept occurring, and mind you, this is not a couple of days, okay? This is years. I had to learn this stuff. It took years, and from classes and listening to other people manifest and things like that. So I started to piece together what did I do to make this happen? And I'm sure all of you listening today, all of you there, can think of a time where you really wanted something in your life. You really wanted to create something or manifest something, or you wanted something to happen in your life. And you had all of this exuberance and faith and trust and belief that it was going to happen, and it happened. And it happened. And what I'm asking you is not just to realize that it happened, but to kind of like pick it apart and find out, how did it happen? What did I do that aligned me? I have to be aligned to spirit to allow this thing to flow so effortlessly and plop down right into my hand. So I've been doing this work for, I don't know, over 20 something years. And I talk to my guides all the time, and I ask them questions constantly. And you can ask your guides for guidance, and they'll give you answers. But the one thing I really wanted to know about manifesting is how easy is it to manifest? How easy is it for us to do this? And the guides always told me that we stand in the rain of abundance with under an umbrella. Okay? So imagine yourself standing in the rain with an umbrella, and it's raining down abundance, joy, happiness, bliss, prosperity, blessings. It's raining down. And they told me that all you need to do is put your hand out in the rain. Just put your hand out in the rain. That's how easy it is. And I thought, BS, there's no way. There's no way it's that easy. And why it's so hard is because we get in the way. We make it hard. And some of it's not our fault. Some of it has to do with the way we were brought up. You know, we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up. Money was scarce. So you didn't ask for extra stuff, and you didn't think you deserved it. Deserve is a big thing. You know, people say, you know, what does money grow on trees? Well, you know, actually it does, but, you know, do you think you deserve that? Or don't you think that you should, be responsible or do other things instead of, you know, asking for these trivial things or whatever, you know, whatever we're taught when we're a kid, when we're growing up, that we don't deserve. And some of us, you know, if we're in an abusive household or, you know, a troublesome beginning in life, we have problems with not feeling deserving. So Julie, after this, is going to do a meditation for everybody. It's going to be a deserve meditation. So it's going to help us kind of shed all that negative blocks of feeling undeserving, because that's another ingredient. Your guides and your angels, you come here with an arsenal. Okay, you don't come here alone. You're never alone. So you come here with an arsenal of help. The problem is, what I see is people don't ask for help because they don't feel deserving of it. I had a woman tell me, I can't pray to the angels because I don't feel I deserve their help. Well, you have angels specifically here for you personally. You have angels that are devoted solely to you in this lifetime. So they're begging for us to ask them for help. And because we have free will and we have destiny that are intertwined, okay? So free will and destiny are intertwined. So think of the helix, the double DNA helix, okay? That's how they show me how destiny and free will are intertwined in together. And how we tap in through manifesting is through free will. The things that are destined. So me meeting my husband was destined. I totally believe that we were supposed to meet. We were together in a past life. I totally feel that regardless of whatever I manifested, we were supposed to be together. There are people in your life or situations that you went through that you know were destined. Okay. It was charted. You know, if there's like, why did I go through this? Or why am I with this person? Or, you know, there's things that happen to us that are destined and you can't change them because they're contracted in, like they're supposed to happen. Like if you have a child that you're supposed to, bear, if you're supposed to have this kid be born to you, or if you're supposed to be with this person, or if you were supposed to have this mother or whatever. There's certain things that are destined. But we have a lot of leeway with free will. And the free will part is the part that's connected to manifesting. And we can manipulate that. We can manipulate it. Now, there's a lot of people out that talk about, law of attraction or manifesting stuff is like, asking for things, asking for stuff. Sorry, keep getting messages here. It's more, I'm not saying that God is Santa Claus and that's why you want to do this. That's why we manifest, to get stuff from spirit. The earth is like a giant sandbox. And we come here to create castles or prisons. We come here through free will and destiny together. And we can create our world. We can create our life through choices and through synchronicities, connection with spirit. What I also learned about manifesting is whenever you manifest something, whenever you're working towards manifesting something, as you continue on devoting yourself to that idea, that wish, if you will, what you're doing is you're moving yourself towards it day by day, but at the same time, spirit will come and show you the steps that need to be taken to manifest it fully on the earth plane. So when we got that call from the guy who backed out of the house, the real estate agent said, "Do you want it? Do you want this lot?" So that was, okay, here's the manifestation, here's the opportunity. What are you going to say? What are you going to do? Are you going to follow it through? Are you going to take it? And are you going to act on it? Okay? And there's a lot of different things that you can manifest. It doesn't have to be houses. One day, I was doing readings at expos and things like that. And I really needed a little purple statue, I wanted a purple statue of Kuan Yin, and I wanted it in plastic so that I could put it on my table so I wouldn't have to worry about it breaking when I would go from expo to expo doing readings on the weekends. And it was that detailed. It needed to be purple. It needed to be plastic. It needed to be little so that I could move it around and it wouldn't break. 3 days later, a dear friend of mine came up to me and handed me a statue that was purple, that was made of plastic, that was of Kuan Yin, exactly what I asked for. And I looked at her dumbfounded. And I said, what made you bring this into me? And she said, I don't know. I was at the store and I saw this little purple statue and I heard your name and I had to get it. And when I had to bring it in and give it to you. Like, I had this urge that I needed to do that. And that is just like one of the many, many different things that have happened. And again, I'm sure there are things that happen to you, whether big or small. we talk about, getting the right parking space, like, getting one right up front or whatever, and seeing if you can manifest that. Like, there was so many different things that I played with. It's not silly, but what I found was, if you can manifest little things like that little statue or a parking space, or which all the pumps at the gas station are full, which one is going to leave the fastest? I'm going to pick this one. This one's going to leave the fastest, and I'm going to be able to get in there, and then boom, you're in. So when you do the little things, when you manifest the little things, then when the big things come, you're like, I got this. Like, I already did this one and manifested this, and this happened. It makes you a believer. It makes you believe, and it casts away doubt. It casts away doubt. Just looking at my notes here. I taught my kids how to manifest. So my kids are grown. I have a 25-year-old daughter, Brianna, and my son is 32. It's Christopher. And I remember when he was in school, he was finishing up high school, and he said to me, I'm going to get into Westchester. And I'm like, cool. I said, did you put in applications to other colleges? And he goes, no, I'm manifesting, I'm getting into Westchester. And I'm like, okay. So now here's a mom thing, because moms are like, well, you know what? You should have a plan B just in case, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I stopped myself, and I'm like, you know what? He's manifesting this. I'm going to let him go with it. What's the worst that can happen? So he didn't apply anywhere else. He applied to Westchester. He said, I'm getting in there. And he was adamant. I mean, for months, he was like, I'm getting in there. They're going to accept me. I'm going to go. So, of course, he gets in. So we go to an orientation for the school. And they told us that out of 250,000 applicants per semester that they go through, only 2,500 get in. And he got in. And that's when I said, wow, like, this is, now my kids are manifesting. So, and they've manifested things that were above and beyond I felt my limitations, my belief limitations, where I couldn't believe it. So they were starting to apply it. The last thing I want to share was the biggest thing I ever manifested, and that's why I'm sitting here today. I am sitting here today because this manifestation was so freaking big that it blew my mind. And there's no way that I didn't manifest this. So, some of you are my followers on, Facebook, or get my newsletters, and some of you know that I travel. Well, I couldn't be traveling unless we had our RV. So about 20 years ago, my husband and I got a travel trailer, and we used to take the kids camping. And we kept saying to ourselves, one day we're going to get an RV. We're going to get a drivable RV. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to take it everywhere. We're going to take all these trips. One day it's going to happen. So we just kept saying to each other, this is our dream. This is what's going to happen. We're going to do this. So as the years went by, kids get older, we get rid of the travel trailer, we stop camping, life takes over. And so we come to our time for my husband to retire. And our dream was to have an RV and to travel. We wanted to travel. So he says to me one day, he says, you know what, we should start keeping our eyes open and looking. So for 2 years, I spent 2 years. And in these 2 years, I had a list, just like my friend Carol years ago. I made a list of what I wanted, what color I wanted, what size, what I wanted in it. I wanted a double sink. I wanted a big shower. I wanted a residential refrigerator in it. I mean, you name it. It was so ridiculous, my list. It was so ridiculous, all the things that I wanted on that list. And I'm just like, if I'm going to manifest it, I'm going to go whole hog. I'm going all out. And so my husband says to me, well, before I retire, it would be a good time to get it, and then we could go on the road. So for 2 years, I'm looking on. We don't like buying things brand new. We always get things used. So I'm looking on this special site just for used RVs. I find this RV, and I said, oh my God. And I start checking off all the boxes. It has this, and it has that, and it has this, and it has that, it has everything, it has everything. And the price is a little high. I don't know if we can go that high with the price. I don't know if we could do that. I said, but this looks like it could be a contender. And the other thing I manifested is I didn't want it to be in California because we'd have to fly out there and look at it. And if we didn't like it, we'd have to come home. And I also manifested that it was going to be near home. So here it's in New Jersey. It was in New Jersey. And I said to my husband, on the weekend, I made an appointment to go see this thing. And I didn't have any, I wasn't planning on getting it. I wasn't planning on not getting it. I was just being open. I just wanted to be open, and I wanted to go see it, right? So I was taking the opportunity. I wanted to go see it. So we show up, and the minute we get there, the people were so sweet, so nice. They were getting rid of it. The wife had gotten ill, and they couldn't take their trips like they wanted to. And we're standing there looking at it, and the guy comes up to us and says, if you take it today, if you say you want it today, I will take $20,000 off the price. And we just started crying because we couldn't believe what he just said. Like, that's huge. And it had, like I said, it had everything that we wanted. The timing was right. The person we bought it from was amazing. Even the color was the color that we wanted. So needless to say, we got that RV. And we were traveling all over. We went out to Arizona. We went to New Mexico. We went to Florida. I mean, we went all these places. We're actually homebound for a little bit, but right now. And then I was just doing work on the road. So after that, that's what really made me believe that, wow, this is amazing. This is a gift. And it's not that, I don't want you to think that I'm the only person that can do this. There are so many people who manifest things out there. There's so many teachers and intuitive psychics, people who talk about The Secret. You know, I love the movie The Secret. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It helped me. I would recommend it. Watching the movie The Secret. I get more stuff out of movies than I do out of books, so I would recommend watching the movie. I think I watched that movie probably 28 times. And every time I watched it, I got something else out of it. So I would totally recommend that for you if you haven't watched The Secret. How to manifest there's a recipe, okay? And that recipe is simple but hard at the same time, because the hard part is getting our minds to realize that we can have these things, that we were blessed. We came here blessed, not victimized. We came here supported. We came here with divine help. You have guides that are helping you 24/7 who are devoted specifically to you and you alone. You can ask them for guidance. You can ask them for help. They'll send you signs. They'll show you, I know people where they made the wrong turn and did the wrong thing. And that night they couldn't sleep. They couldn't eat. They had massive pains in their stomach. They were tied up in knots, freaking out because they made the wrong decision. Then the next day they had to change their decision, and then everything flowed. Everything was okay. I knew a woman who was supposed to, she was supposed to be a teacher, a preschool teacher. And before she got to that point, she was working under somebody that was driving her crazy, and working as a teacher in, not a school, but it was like a church kind of preschool. And she quit. And when she quit, it messed up her timeline. She was supposed to eventually down the road, Destiny, have her own business as a preschool business owner. And she quit that day because she was so frustrated, and she was tied up in knots and messed up. And I said to her, you got to go get your job back, because you made the wrong choice, because that job would pay for her to go to school, for her to be able to be a director so she could have her own business. So when you get off path, when you get off of your destiny, off a path that you're supposed to be on, your guides are going to tell you. They're going to let you know. You're not going to feel right. And when you're manifesting things, if you're manifesting something, your guides are going to help you see that through. Now, mind you, can't manifest evil because law of attraction says what you put out is what you get back. So you cannot manifest someone else, harm on someone else, or evilness to somebody else or someplace else. Anything negative that you put out, you will receive back. So you don't want to do that, because karma's a bitch. I'm telling you right now. So number one is, it should be positive, and it shouldn't harm somebody else. Okay. So that's a big rule. Is everybody still with me? I'm like on my soapbox. Marcy, is everything okay there? Okay, good. Okay. So I'm going to tell you how to focus on the recipe. So the first thing you have to do is you have to believe that you deserve. Number one at the top of the list is believe that you deserve it. Believe that you deserve it, because you do. You do deserve it. And no one should tell you that you don't deserve happiness. You don't deserve joy. You don't deserve freedom. You don't deserve the things that you crave in your life. Okay. So no one can tell you that you don't deserve those things. That's a fallacy. You deserve them. So if you have a block, maybe from a past life or when you're a child, I would go see Julie, wherever Julie's sitting over there. You go seek her out and say, I need hypnosis, and you have to help me with my deserve. She'll help you. She's fantastic. If you can control it and say, no, this is what I was taught. This was my parents thinking that way. No, I'm not going to do that to myself. I am going to believe that I deserve. Okay. Doubt So one of the biggest things that I see with manifestation is people can't manifest because they doubt. And if you say, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to have this, or I'm going to create this in my life, and you're like, but it's never going to happen. There were times that I doubted, like the house or the RV, but it's kind of like you have a 5-second rule. You know, when you drop a cookie on the floor and you have like 3 seconds to pick it up. With spirit, you have like a 5-second rule. So if your doubt sneaks in there and you bat it out quickly, then spirit won't listen. Spirit won't. They won't say, "Oh, she's doing it again. We're going to delay this. She's doing it again." So it's not that you're getting tortured by spirit. It's not like they're putting a carrot in front of your face and they're torturing you to death. It doesn't work like that. They want to give it to you. Spirit wants you to have it. It's we are the ones that block it. We are the ones that get in the way. And it's our thoughts, it's our beliefs, and it's our doubt. So you have to believe it, just like my son did with the school. I mean, I would question and he's like, no, I'm going to get in. And he did. So you have to believe it like you believe it. Like there's no one going to talk you out of it. No one. Because you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to be right. The other thing about manifestation is it's not just about your mind saying that I want to do this, or I want to have this, or I want this to be possible. It's not, your mind isn't the thing that creates it. Okay, it's not your mind. What does it, and this is really important, what does it is your feeling. So how I manifested the RV, I meditated and imagined myself wiping the counters while standing inside, waiting for my husband to bring in our steaks from the grill outside of the RV. Okay, so I envisioned myself living in there, driving it, navigating, sitting at the kitchen table, packing it with food for our next trip. I imagined myself doing all those things. And in the vision of seeing myself doing those things, I also had a feeling of, I did it. I did it. It happened. I'm actually living it. So that joy, that exuberance for the thing that you want to manifest has to merge together with the vision and with your belief. Am I making sense? So it's not just your mind saying you want this. Okay? It is everything, the belief, the emotion, the vision. Okay? And why do you need these things? Why? Because when you put them all together, okay, it creates a vibration. It creates it brings up, I know I wrote the word down that I was trying to use. Alignment. Thank you. I'm asking them, what was the word? And they're saying alignment. So you have to align yourself with spirit, Because Spirit doesn't say, oh, Christina doesn't deserve that. That's kind of stupid. We're not going to give it to her. Like, Spirit's not going to do that. Spirit's going to go, oh my God, this is a dream. This is something that she's always wanted to do. And it was both my husband and I. So Spirit wants you to be happy. It wants to give you abundance. It wants to bring you blessings. Spirit wants this for you. Okay. So when you say, yes, this is what I want. These are the sandcastles I want to build here on the earth. These are the things I want to experience. The whole purpose of the RV was to go see the world. We wanted to see, we went to Carlsbad Caverns. We saw the flight of the 600 balloons in Albuquerque. I mean, we wanted to experience traveling and seeing the United States. That was the whole purpose. We wanted to see that. And so Spirit wants you to have those dreams. Spirit wants to bring those dreams to you. So don't feel that you're a victim of it. The other thing that is a really big key, okay, so if you think of emotion, belief, your vision, bringing you into alignment. Okay, so if you ever hear people saying your vibration, right? So alignment is vibration. You have to keep your vibration high. Okay. When you have a low vibration, you go, this is a dog eat dog world and nothing's ever going to happen. I'm never going to be able to find it and it's never going to work out for me. That's a low vibration. Okay. So you can't allow yourself to get in a low vibration because you're not going to manifest anything good. If you're going to manifest stuff, you're going to manifest bad things. My kids tell me all the time, don't say anything negative, Mom, because you're going to manifest it. And it does, you know. So the last key to the recipe that I'm going to tell you is time. So we need to be patient. And there's a reason for that. Because for certain things to align, for us to manifest, depending on, you know, if it's a little thing like a little purple statue, I got that in 3 days. Okay, it was really quick. But a big RV, it took us years, but then when we really put our nose to the grindstone, it was probably 2 years. It was 2 years to manifest it. So you have to allow time. Time is very, very important because the powers that be have to align everything for this to come to you. And if you push and try and make it happen before it's time, it's not going to work. And if you say, well, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to get it now, and I'm just going to get this thing, and I'm just going to make do. Okay. And if you do that, you're not going to be happy, and you're going to kick yourself. Why did I settle? Okay. And that could even be with a love, you know, a relationship, you know, why did I not wait for the right one? Why did I settle? You know, so some people do that, you know, they're trying to manifest a love, you know, a soulmate. So you have to give time a percentage of the recipe. Okay. So remember that time is crucial because certain things need to come into alignment. And when you get frustrated and you're like, why isn't it happening fast enough? It's because something needs to align in the world around you for it to manifest. So, and Spirit will tell you, you know, you might drive down the road and there's a sticker on the back of a car and it says patience. Spirit's going to tell you in all these little signs, you know, maybe they show you the ketchup commercial and how slow ketchup comes out, you know, like it could be anything that shows you a sign that you have to be patient and you have to allow time as part of the manifesting factor. Um, I think that's pretty much it. But I could be here all day talking about stuff that you can manifest. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, that would be good. Can you still see me? It's starting to get dark. I'll turn the light on. There we go. Anybody have any questions? Yeah. I can text it. That's funny. Oh, there you are. Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. Okay, bye. Hang on. What happened? There we go. Oh, I lost it. There, I got you again. Great question. If you manifest something, an opportunity comes and you don't take it. So, Spirit is so great at this because if you're offered an opportunity to letting a manifestation come to realization, okay? So if you get an opportunity and you say no, Spirit's going to say, okay, you have a lot of doubt. Some people have, what is that? Um, when they feel like they're not good enough. I forget the term. When they feel like they're being offered something, if you get offered a job and you feel like you can't do it, you're not good enough, so you're not going to take it. I always realize that Spirit will give you an opportunity when you're ready. And you may not think you're ready, but when the opportunity comes, you are ready. Yeah, imposter syndrome. That's it. Thank you. Imposter syndrome. So, time and time again, Spirit would say to me, this person is ready for this journey, ready to take this opportunity, but they didn't take it because they're afraid. Now, if you're afraid and you say no, time will go and the opportunity will come up again. So it's almost like the guides say, okay, you said no 6 months ago because you were in a mindset that you thought you couldn't do the job, and now 6 months have passed. Do you think you can do it now? And you go for it and you say to yourself, wow, it wasn't as hard as what I thought it was going to be, and I should have taken it 6 months ago, right? So that's what happens is when you're given the opportunity, even if you think you can't do it, you're ready. You are ready for it. So don't doubt yourself. That is a fallacy. That doubt is all about non-deserving. Not feeling like you deserve it. You have to get rid of that in your head to manifest. You deserve it. You deserve it. Any other questions? I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there with you guys. 2 more questions. Okay. Sorry I couldn't be there with you guys, but I did not want to give you what I had the past couple days. It is terrible. So, keeping you safe. But I appreciate this patience. If you're being nudged, doing multiple things, and it seems you're also being asked to wait. How do you figure that out? Nudge to be doing. So, if there's multiple things, see, to me that means that that's your mind. So it means like your mind is saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I can't pick. And so whenever I see that, I hope that's what the question is. Whenever I see that, I tell people, it doesn't matter what you pick, because just pick one. Okay? Years ago, when I first started doing this work, I was so scattered. I wanted to do readings. I wanted to do past life regression. I wanted to do hypnosis. I wanted to do law of attraction. I mean, you name it, I wanted to do it. I had like this whole laundry list. I wanted to learn Reiki. And so I just picked one. and Reiki was what I picked. And the Reiki took me to meditation, which took me to hypnosis, which took me to past life regression, which took me to law of attraction. So it doesn't matter what you pick. I'm hoping I'm helping the person asking that question. Does that make sense? Just pick one. I mean, even if it's like a job, like if there's multiple jobs that you're looking at. So say if you have teaching abilities, okay, you could pick a job that has nothing to do with teaching, and then you get into that job and they go, hey, by the way, do you want to teach? So spirit will guide you. Just make one decision, like make that decision and go for it. And the worst case scenario is you go in that direction and you're like, is this really making my heart sing? Is this something that I really love? Go with your heart. Go with your heart. You have to love it. I hope that helped. Can you manifest? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, you can manifest for other people. So, my son wants to get in that college. I am not going to be sitting in the back seat saying, he's not going to get it, he's not going to get it, he's not going to get it, And I don't want to be the one that put that bad juju on him that he doesn't get it. Like, yeah, you can manifest for people. Why not? But again, mind you, you cannot do evil stuff. So it has to be spirit. Spirit only works with goodness. So, I mean, you can manifest bad stuff, but you're not working with spirit then. You're not working with the right energy of manifesting. So, but yeah, you can manifest for other people. Absolutely. And one good thing is really cool is, if you don't know what to manifest for somebody, like if somebody's going through a really hard time, and maybe they're going through a hard time in a marriage or something like that, and you don't want to manifest their marriage ending, or you don't want to manifest it surviving, just say, I'm sending good energy to them for their highest good. Okay, so you're sending positive energy for whatever outcome is going to be the best for them. Does that make sense? Okay, I think we're good for today. Oh, any other questions? So just try it. Thank you. The other thing that just try different things with your manifesting. Try little things and then work your way up, and then try bigger things. Journal if you can. Journaling is great. Writing these things down when they happen, because it'll blow your mind. You'll look back years and then you'll say, wow, that really happened. So spirit will make you a believer. Just remember to have trust and have faith, and manifest your dreams, man. Manifest your dreams. It's there for you. Just put your hand out in the rain. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Yay! Love you guys. Thank you. Good night.